Welcome to her comeback. I'm so glad you're back with me. This is where 50 isn't your finish line. It is your starting point, the starting point of everything you want your life to be, the person that you are meant to be. I'm your host, Michelle Thompson, and we are proving that your best chapter may just be the one you haven't written yet. We'll continue each episode featuring honest conversation with women who have stopped going at it alone and have found their way to fulfillment, joy, and purpose in their second act. You'll hear about their struggles, their breakthroughs, and the practical steps that they took to create lives that they actually love. This podcast will show you how other women have made their comeback and how you can too. Welcome back.
Hey, good day, everybody. Welcome. I am super excited today to have Suzanne Doyle-Ingram with me. I met Suzanne in my search for a publisher. This is maybe new information for my audience. I am working on a book. I was referred to her from a friend, and she's just wonderful, and I couldn't wait to have her on the podcast. So welcome, please, all the way from Vancouver, Canada. So this is the Her Comeback podcast goes international today. Here's Suzanne. Suzanne, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me, Michelle. I'm excited to be here.
Oh, great. I'm so happy to have you. Let's start off by just give the audience a little bit of information about you.
Okay, so as you mentioned, I'm in Vancouver, Canada. I'm a mom of three older kids, almost adults, actually, pretty much, pretty much adults. I love to travel. I've been to 26 countries and many more to come. And I speak three languages, English, French, and Japanese. And I'm a book publisher. And I've been publishing books and helping people write books this will be my 16th year this year. And I've worked with over 1,000 people all over the world, everywhere from the US and Canada to the Netherlands, Malaysia, Romania, like everywhere. And I just love what I do because I get to help people make their dream of writing a book come true.
Oh, that is wonderful. And you are just a lovely, lovely person. I have so enjoyed our time together up to this point, and we still have a ways to go. So
yeah, we have more time together.
We do. I'm going to ask you a few more questions about your experience and more about you. So just starting with kind of your own journey and transformation. I know one of the first things you shared with me is that you published your first book under a different name because you were afraid it would fail and you didn't want anyone to know it was you. So
exactly.
What changed between that fear and then becoming someone who teaches others how to write and to confidently publish?
Well, I think confidence is the key word there. I wasn't confident. It took me many, many, many years to gain confidence. I don't know why, if it was, what they say, like something in your childhood or whatever it was, but I felt afraid all the time. And so I never even really wanted to be an entrepreneur. It kind of happened, after the birth of my first baby. I just couldn't bear to go back to that office. I just was like, please no. So I started working from home, doing some editing and some writing, but not really under my name. So then I got a job selling magazine advertising. And long story short, when the economy crashed in 2008 in the US, it obviously affected Canada as well. And most of my clients were American and they decided they didn't want to pay anymore. So I was scrambling. I was kind of freaking out financially. I was married at the time, but we weren't okay financially. So I won't go more into that. But anyways, I felt very alone and I thought, okay, what am I going to do? What I could do is I know I can write. So I'll write a book because Amazon had just opened up their self-publishing portion of their business where you can upload your files and we'll self-publish it. I mean, it's changed a lot in 15 years, but so I decided to write a book, but I thought since I'm a big fat failure, I don't want anyone to know that it's me. I mean, again, I didn't have the confidence. So I published that book under a fake name, but because I knew a thing or two about marketing and the traditional publishers at that time, and still quite a bit today, don't know as much about search engine optimization and keywords and metadata and all the things that a lot of us know. So I ended up making it a bestseller. And then I was like scrambling, going, no, it's really me. And then I looked like a crazy person because it wasn't my name. So then how the confidence grew was people started asking me, I remember sitting in a cafe. I would go every Wednesday because my daughter was taking drama classes down the way, about a half an hour away from my house. So I would take my laptop and I would drop her off. It wasn't really enough time to like drop her off and go home and then go back. So I'd just work on my next book. And a couple people would see me there week after week and say, what are you doing here? Because it's a small town. And I'd say, oh, I'm writing a book. And everybody started saying, oh, well, I thought it was really hard to publish, and how are you going to do that? I said, no, it's really not that hard. Because I realized, I didn't know it at the time, but I realized when you have a gift or a skill that's easy for you, it's because it's a gift, and other people don't find it easy. So this is kind of a long, rambling answer to your question, Michelle, but I think after helping a few people do it, my confidence grew. And I started thinking, okay, I can do this. I am good at this. There may be a million other things I'm not good at, but this is something that I am good at. And I want to be able to help people do it. And I just thought it was strange how easy it was for me. And I don't know why, but for other people, it's not easy. So I'm happy to help people.
I want to just pick at something you said there, and that you said something you just felt like you were a failure, and you were anything but that. I mean, you are an amazing woman, a publisher, a writer. You have so many things. So how did you move from knowing, I am not a failure? It's a little bit, I think, of what you were just saying. Your confidence grew as you helped people, but was there something else that really helped you with that pivot? Like, no, I am not a failure. I can do stuff.
Okay, a few things. And I think this would be helpful for the listeners if there's anybody else who has ever felt that way or feels that way sometimes. So, one thing was I took a picture of my first check from Amazon, which was $1,200. To me,
Wow,
that's like,
that's
a mortgage payment. Like I was so excited. So I took a picture of it and I put it on my wall in my office. And then I also, every time I would help somebody with their book, if they sent me a thank you card, I collected those thank you cards and I had a big whiteboard in my office and I painted the frame of it gold with this beautiful gold paint. And then I would attach all the thank you cards all around the bulletin board. And so it sat on the wall right across from my desk. And if I ever had a moment where I thought, oh, this didn't work, because I mean, I failed a lot. I tried a lot of marketing ideas that didn't work. I wasted a lot of money on stupid things where you get kind of sucked in by somebody who's like, oh, I'm a coach. If you pay me $5,000, I'll help you do this. And the woman did not come through. So I wasted time and money and also felt betrayed many times. So when I would look at those thank you cards, that would center me and get me back on track. As I like to say, stay on your path, Suzanne. And I would say, yeah, I helped Felicia, I helped Jody, I helped Roger, I helped Clint, I've helped a lot of people, and it just grounds me again because I don't have that natural confidence of every single day feeling like I got this. Like, I mean, I think if we're honest, most people, especially women, struggle with that.
yeah. Yeah, I love that idea. What a great idea. So
Thank you.
you mentioned a little bit you were married, so 20 plus years that you were married and you've
Yeah.
gone through a divorce. So how did that life transition influence your work and your mission as you continue to help others?
Great question. Yeah, I'm very fortunate that my ex-husband and I are friends, and it's made for a wonderful transition because my kids are so happy about that. It took a little while. We had a situation with one of our kids that was really, really struggling, and it made my ex and I really come together. We had to band together, we had to work together. And so, although the situation was sad and awful, it was good that we had that. But I think for me, it was this pivot where I thought that my mantra in my head was, if it's to be, it's up to me. Like I
Mhm.
literally have no one, which can be a very scary thing. And I still feel that to this day. I'm like, I don't have wealthy parents that are going to take care of me. I only have one parent left, my mom, and I don't have a husband or a partner. And so it does scare me sometimes. But then I think, wait a second, look at all the clients I've had over the years. Look, like over 1,000 people. There's more coming. There's
Mhm.
always more coming. And I used to think, one of my mentors once, I said to them, when I first started, I had a goal to make $10,000 a month and I made it immediately. And I said to my mentor, I think I'm just lucky. What if I'm just lucky? You know, that feeling of what if it all goes away? And the
Mhm.
mentor said, Suzanne, there's an expression, the harder I work, the luckier I get. And I know that I have a strong work ethic and I can always support myself, my kids, and my family. I always can. Like, there's nothing that could stop me. Like, even if, God forbid, I'm not able to walk or something, I still am able to talk and get on Zoom calls and still help people. I'm lucky that I have a job that I can do from anywhere in the world. I have spent a lot of time at hospitals with my mom, and I just take my laptop. I'm just like, I'm working in the corner over here today. So I think after the divorce, I had about a 3 month period where I was panicked, like, how am I going to do it? How am I going to do it? And my friend said to me, you're already doing it. You can do this. You've got this. You've been doing it for years. So I just have to pull that out sometimes and always remember, I can do this.
Awesome. Great. Great. You say that you don't consider yourself a writer. You've said that before, but you've written all of these books. And I know you just before we started recording here, you were saying that there's 2 books that may be coming out this year. So
Yeah.
what do you mean by that when you say you're not a writer? And what would you say to other women who think I'm not a writer either? And what's the reason and why they would challenge themselves
Yeah.
there?
Yeah, thanks for asking that. It's funny because I have been saying that for years. Like, I'm not really a writer, but I've written more than 20 books or co-written, written and co-written. Sometimes I just do like one chapter in an anthology. I feel like there are people who love writing, and I call those quote unquote real writers. I'm like, those are the
Mhm.
real writers, the ones who love to write, and they have special pens and special books, and they can go to a cafe and they can write for hours. And I'm not like that. I need to know, like, I'm just really tickety boo, where I'm like, okay, this is the purpose of this book. This is who I'm writing it for. These are the questions that are going through their mind that I'm going to answer in my book. This is how I'm going to help them. It's very, very strategic. And that's how I teach business people how to write books that are going to help them with their business. So when I have an outline, and I literally don't like writing at all. I have to make myself do it. The book that I'm working on right now, I was telling you about, well, I have 2 books, but the one I'm just a little quickie. It's so funny. It's so like, it's really just a quickie little book. I'm doing that just to support a new program that I'm launching for, it's called Beyond the Book. It's for what happens after the book, for business people who have a book. And so I thought, oh, I'll just throw together a little book. I'll put it on Amazon, sell it for 15 or $20, but I'll also just give it away as part of an advertising campaign. So for me, I'm like, oh yeah, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, no problem. It literally is that simple, but because I don't feel like a writer. I think writers enjoy writing, and at the end of the day they look back and go, oh, what a great day I had today. I was able to write. I don't ever feel that way. I just get it done. It's just sort of like cleaning your house, right? You got to do it to get what you want. You want a clean house, right? So it's just sort of a means to an end for me. And for other people who are listening, if they wish they had a book, I just say, you are overcomplicating it. It's literally not that big of a deal. If you know how to do the foundational work, write a proper outline, like I just alluded to, who are you writing it for? Why are you writing this? How much do you want to put in? How much do you not want to put in? Like, if you have a mentor to help you, it's really helpful. I think that people don't look at it as little building blocks. Okay, first I'm going to think about who I'm writing it for. Then I'm going to write an outline. Then every single day I'm going to write 1,000 words, or every Saturday I'm going to write from 9 until noon, or whatever the goals are. It's literally one word at a time. That's how you do it. And don't take shortcuts like using Chat GPT or anything like that. It has to come from you, because you are unique. You have a message. It's all the things that you've been saying to your clients for years and years and years. That's what goes in the book. And it's already up here. So everything is already inside of you. You just need to be organized.
Yeah.
So that's what I have to say about that, about being a writer.
There's something that I was thinking about as you were sharing that. And on our last coaching call, one of the things that was said was just write the book, keep it simple. If you really want to get into complicated stuff, make that your second book.
Yeah.
Make that book number
Exactly.
2. But the first
Yeah,
book,
yeah,
keep it
yeah,
simple. So I
yeah.
like the way that conversation went.
Yeah. And one of our members in our group the other day was saying she had to cut a bunch of stuff out. She's like, I don't know what I was thinking. I just kept thinking, she goes, I overcomplicated it. I kept adding more and more and more and more. And I said, the stuff that you added, was that on your outline? No, the outline is like an agreement you make with yourself. So you don't start
Yes.
writing until you go, this is it. This is solid. This is my book. If you have other ideas that come, you can think, does this belong in this book or is this some other day? Put it in a folder called the other stuff, but
Yeah.
just focus on your book. Otherwise, it will take you years and years and years. And it shouldn't take that long to write a book.
The other topic that I wanted to just pick out a little bit too was the AI piece. Everybody, it's AI everything,
I know.
everywhere we go today. And
Yeah.
that's been another topic in our coaching calls. So don't do it. Can you
Yeah.
just talk a little bit more about that? Like why you wouldn't want to use AI and the importance of that?
Don't use AI to write your book. In September, I had counted there were 7 books that came across my desk where the people said, "Hey, I'm looking for a publisher. I just finished writing my book." 7 in a row were ruined by AI. And a
Mm,
couple of the people looked me straight in the eye on a Zoom call and said, "I didn't use AI." And I said, "I don't really work with liars. Sorry, you did. Your
yeah,
book is crap." I
mm,
didn't say that. In my mind, I said that because the problem with AI is it strips out all personality. I was like, you need to go through it again and put in the stories about when you worked with this client that had this result and that sort of thing. So AI strips out your personality. Also, I can't stand the way AI writes in short, choppy sentences. And the rhythm of the book is like boom, 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 boom. You feel like you're being punched in the face by an AI book. It's awful. Normal writing will have a rhythm to it where it's a long sentence, short, short, long, long. Like it's like music. It should be like music. If you read someone like Margaret Atwood, and the way she writes is just like so beautiful. So I'm not saying that every one of my business authors is the best writer in the whole entire world, but what I'm saying is AI, first of all, will ruin your book. Some people say, "Oh no, no, I wrote the whole thing. I just quote unquote ran it through AI." People that my friend told me to run it through AI just to check for grammar. It's not an editor. Please hire a human being editor. There are many, many very good human being editors who have, master's degrees in English literature or linguistics, and they are the people who should be editing your book. Okay, so you can tell I get so upset about this. Now,
mm,
having said all that, so don't use AI to write your book, don't use AI to edit your book. You can use AI to help you with things like, this is my target ideal reader who also is your ideal client. What are they worried about? What kind of things do you think that I could put in my book that might be helpful for them? You can use it for research with stuff like
mhm.
that.
Okay.
But in
Yeah.
terms of, using it for writing, absolutely a terrible idea. No,
Mm,
please, please don't. Please
okay.
don't.
Good. I wanted to just mention that because it is such a hot topic in today's world and just wanted to get your thoughts. So thank you for
Yeah.
sharing that.
And sorry, one other thing that just came to mind, Michelle, about AI is that I think that we as a society are accustomed to things being easy. We just
Yeah.
want everything to be easy. And I say to my clients and I say to my kids, you have to do what you don't want to do to have what you want to have. You know?
Yeah.
I'm trying
Yeah.
to lose 10 pounds right now. I'm not eating donuts every day. I want
Mhm,
to. I took
mhm,
my son to the store yesterday to buy ice cream. I thought that was very generous of me since I can't have any of it. But there's no easy way. Like, I mean, I'm not saying, I mean, you can't, there are ways to make it easier, right? Like
mhm,
having a coach or something like that. But there's no easy button for writing a book.
mhm.
I do believe that when you have a really solid outline, the book just flows out of you, and there are easier ways to do it, but you can't just, unless you want to hire a ghostwriter, which starts at $30,000, you're going to have to do the work. You have to. And you
Yeah.
might as well do it quickly. Rip the
Mm,
band-aid off. Why
yeah.
take years when you can get it done in 3 or 4 months? Just write in, write in, write in, write in, write in, stop. It's just like having
Yeah.
a baby, get it
And
out.
just talk a little about your entrepreneurial journey. One of the things that you shared is you went from a $25 church hall rental to a 10-year running program. That's a big leap. So, what was the scariest part of that leap and what almost made you quit?
Oh, wow. So I rented the local church hall for $25 because I had people kept asking me like, "Oh, how did you write a book and how do you do it and how do you get it on Amazon?" And so I sold tickets for $97 and 20 people bought. So I made just under $2,000 for this. It was about a 6 hour full day kind of seminar thing. And I loved every minute of it. I stood in front and I basically put it into like 6 45-minute sessions where I would say, like, here's how to choose your topic, and then here's how to write your outline, and here's some ideas for, like, saving time and everything, formatting, cover design, getting it on Amazon. So I loved it so much that I realized, okay, wait a second, there's obviously a demand for this more than my little town of 5,000 people, like. So I decided to put it online. So the exact same workshop that I taught that day, I filmed myself talking. And what did I use then? I don't think we even had Zoom back then. I can't remember. Oh, some of it was like audio recordings, and it just scraped it together. And at that time, I was using an online platform called ClickFunnels. And so I just uploaded all the videos and the worksheets and everything in there. It was very rough, very rough. And what's really funny about it, Michelle, is that over the years, I kept thinking, oh my gosh, I got to reshoot all these videos. I got to reshoot all these. They're so old. I'm now, it's actually 16 years ago that I shot some of those videos. So I look older. A lot has changed. And I remember about 5 years ago, I had a business coach, and we did a little bit of a exchange where, I mean, we still paid each other, but it was almost the exact same amount of money where in exchange for his business coaching, I was going to publish his book. So it was funny, like the same amount of money went back and forth every month for our payments. And he was a great guy. And I said to him, okay, I'm kind of embarrassed because listen, you're my business coach and I really respect you. So you're going to log into the members area. You're going to die. It's so bad. All the files are old. The videos are old. So I'm waiting for his feedback. He goes, perfectly fine. Don't waste your time reshooting those videos. The message is there. You're saying exactly what you need to say. Nobody cares. And so, as you know, Michelle, because you're in my program, some of those videos are so old, it's ridiculous. I do really feel like I need to reshoot them. But again, I know someone that took about 4 years to put together an online course because it needed to be perfect. So my philosophy is build the plane as you're flying it. Like my program that is launching in, let me see, about 10 days. 10 days. Oh, yeah. 11 days. My new program is launching. I'm like, I'm not ready, but I have people who have signed up. I'll be ready. It's no problem. But, sell the tickets before you even build the program, because then you have a fire lit under you. And obviously, you have to deliver. I don't care if you have to stay up till 3 o'clock in the morning. You have to deliver.
Tell us about your new program. What is that about?
Oh, well. I have a few. So the new one is called Beyond the Book, and the website is beyondthebookprogram.com. And basically it's for business people, like you'll probably join this program, Michelle.
Yeah.
People who have written a book and then they launch the book and then they go, okay, now what? So it's a year-long mastermind where we meet twice a month. It's very reasonably priced because I really just want to help people. And every 2 weeks, basically twice a month, we get together and we look at getting you on podcasts, getting speaking engagements. Some people might want to do a workshop. Some people might want to do an online course. So it's about accountability, also keeping track of key performance indicators depending on what the business is. So if you're a coach, okay, well, I want to know how many strategy calls did you have booked this week? How many of them were a good fit and you offered to join your program? How many sales did you have? It's actually kind of business coaching disguised as book coaching. It's really
I
making
can
work.
definitely see a need for that. That's great. Now,
Yeah,
is there
yeah.
another new
Well,
one in the
no, I
works?
don't have another. Yes. Oh, actually, I do. So I've got my expert author program, which is how to write a book, and then a new program called Self-Publishing Hive, where, of course, I've been doing like done for you publishing, which is many, many thousands of dollars because it's a lot of work, and I have a team of, designers and cover designers and editors and everything. But what my business partner and I are doing is a program called Self-Publishing Hive, where it teaches people how to self-publish their book on their own. Again, very reasonably priced and includes coaching calls too. So people can go in, look at, oh, here's how I need to design the cover, or here's how I figure out the margins or what size book I need based on my 15 years of experience and Heather's 15 years of experience saying, oh, no, 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 don't do it 5 inches by 8.5 inches. bad idea. It won't get accepted by Amazon. It has to be this, this, or this. And it'll save people so much time and grief, honestly. So that's self-publishing Hive. And then I have the Beyond the Book program. And I think that'll be it for 2026.
You have so many wonderful things going on. You and I both are similar ages. And what motivates you at this stage of your life? You're making new programs. You have certainly a very successful publishing company, an author. What is motivating you in this chapter of your life?
Right now, what's motivating me is making sure that people don't get ripped off. There's
Mm,
a lot of bad people out there that'll take your money. And like I said, I was lied to at the tune of $5,000, right, by somebody years ago. And in the publishing industry, people come to me all the time and say, I paid somebody $10,000 and I don't know where my book is. And it's so that happened to me on a plane, and it was an older woman, and my heart was breaking. And so I think that's the key for me. Even someone recently, I'm going to be doing her book in the spring. She came to me and she said, oh, my last book cost me so much money, so much money. And I said, what was it that cost you so much money? What do you mean? I thought that's kind of a strange thing to say. And she said, well, the printing company. And I was like, do you know about print on demand? You don't need 1,000 books in your garage. She goes, oh, I still have hundreds of books under my bed. I'm like, what? No, that's not how it works. And so I
yeah.
feel like I have an obligation to educate people, to help them understand. And the thing is with self-publishing, you do have to spend a little bit of money. So there's backlash from people who go, oh, you charge people money, you're a bad person. And I go, well, it's because I have 15 years of experience and I'm saving them years and pain. So
Mhm.
you can't get it edited for free.
Yeah.
You shouldn't design your own book cover. You should pay somebody to do that for you. First of all, I'm telling you 100% of the time, they never get accepted by Amazon because they're not the right size. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. So there's that. And then, there are some fees associated with it, but like I said, either you do it yourself for a low amount of money and a lot of time, or you pay somebody to do it all for you for more money and have it done quicker. So it's up to you. But I think for me right now, my main focus is getting the word out about the reality of the publishing industry and helping people make smart choices for their business in terms of their budget, their timeline, and their goals. And I turn people away all the time where I'm like, no, I'm not the right publisher for you, but maybe this person over here is. Um, Also, if I just don't really like the topic. But I think protecting people, I'm a mama bear, I'm a mom of three, and I just don't, I get very, very upset when I find out somebody has paid somebody a huge amount of money for nothing. Like someone else told me they put a deposit of $14,000 and never got anything. And then came to me saying, "Hey, can you
Awful.
publish your book for me?" But they said, "Well, I can't pay you anything because I've already paid somebody else $14,000." And I was like, "I'm sorry, I'm running a business, so I can't work for free because I'm sad for you." But there's a lot of it out there.
I can hear you're so passionate about your work and what you do. And I love that. It's just the energy and your passion. It's exciting. And I really love that about you. Just one more question here. But what would you say is the biggest myth about writing a book? Something that maybe keeps people stuck, or what is it that you see in people's
Mhm.
journey there?
Well, what I said before was that they overcomplicate it because they
Okay.
think of it as, a huge, huge, huge thing. So
Mm-hmm.
that another myth about it is that a traditional publisher is going to get you, Oprah Winfrey. It's not. A traditional publisher typically takes a long, long, long time. They're going to want somebody who has a huge social media presence, and I don't mean 400 followers. I mean a million followers. I've had people that say to me, "Oh, I've got tons of followers on LinkedIn. I have literally 400 people," and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
sorry, that's not a lot." I guess also comes down to that fear and that insecurity, like, who's going to read my book anyway? Like, who am I to write a book? I don't think I have what it takes to write a book. But if you're a human being on this planet and you've lived your life, you have an incredible story. And I always say there are no ordinary people. I think it's so fascinating how every time I talk to somebody and we all make, you know, presuppositions about people. And then we talk to them and find out they've, you know, they run a nonprofit. Like just one of my clients, I never knew she runs a nonprofit in Nepal helping women. I was like, what? Sign me up.
Wow.
What are you talking? I told her that I
Yeah.
was invited to speak at a conference in Nepal. She goes, oh, I have a nonprofit in Nepal. So this is an example of people are
Amazing.
so extraordinary. Your story is extraordinary, Michelle. Like,
Oh,
and so I love to help people believe in themselves. And I say, I will believe in you, and you can borrow my belief until you have it for yourself. Because it's so important to share who you are with the world. Because another expression that I always say is, to the world, you might be one person, but to one person, you might be the world.
oh, I love that. What a great saying. I love that.
And
I know the group that I've been a part of, some of the people are a bit younger, and myself being at midlife, how many would you say midlife women come in and for their first book, just now coming into this experience? Do you see that often, or what
yes,
do you say about that?
yes, almost all of my clients, like I would say 90% of my clients are over 45. And when I run advertising campaigns on Facebook, I choose 45 to 60 years old. Though I rarely have young people join my program. I think there's one right now, but is there one or two? I don't know what it is, Michelle, but I really love working with coaches and consultants. And I think sometimes you have to have enough life experience to become a coach or a consultant. I think that most of my clients are women. I say I work with women entrepreneurs and some really cool men. And for the women, I can just really relate to them. I think they can
Yeah.
relate to me. We've all had our struggles and our challenges, and the world is very, very different than it is for women and men. I mean,
Yes.
it's completely different. When I hear a
Yes.
man on a podcast saying, the first 90 minutes of my day, I do this and this and that. And I was on a podcast once and this guy was saying this to me. And then he said, well, what about you? And I was like, I have 3 children. I don't sit around meditating. What are you talking about? And I had young kids at the time. I was like, so you have a wife? Oh, that's awesome for you. Like I didn't even think the podcast was going to air because I was like, oh, I really pissed him off. But yeah. So, so to answer your question, yes, I work with a lot of women between 45 and 60 who I think are finally at an age where their kids are older, they may be divorced, they may still be married, but they're like, I have time now to write a book. The books I wrote when my kids were little, I wrote from 10 o'clock at night until midnight, and I was exhausted. For 3 years, I was exhausted. You know what? My oldest is 24 years old, and I say to my kids, I've been tired for 24 years. Don't tell me you're tired.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that answers your question. I kind of went
Oh,
around
it
it.
did. Very
Okay.
good. Well, I so appreciate our time, Suzanne. You are just wonderful, wonderful person. And it's just a pleasure to have met you and to be part of this journey with you as I write my book and work with you in the publishing process. It's just a very exciting time for me. And I couldn't have picked a better person to be working
Aw,
with. So thank you so
thank you.
much.
Thank
Um,
you, Michelle.
so, if our viewers, anyone listening, would like to reach out to you or contact you, what's the best way for them to contact you?
They can go to my website, prominencepublishing.com, and you can book a call with me if you want to talk about a book or connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm the only Suzanne Doyle-Ingram that I know of.
Mhm.
So I'm on LinkedIn. Also, Facebook. I'm on
Yeah.
Facebook as well. You can follow me there. Like I said, the only Suzanne Doyle-Ingram. So even if you feel like you're not ready, this is a problem. Sometimes people say, I'm going to write the whole entire book and then I'll talk to her. No, don't do that. Please let me guide you from the beginning because then we have an opportunity to make sure it's set up right. Because I've had quite a few people come. They're nervous. And I'm not a big deal. I'm just me, right? And
Mhm.
usually sitting in my pajamas working on my computer,
Yeah.
So don't be intimidated. So book a call just to kind of get set up. It's a free call. We can get you set up, and then maybe you come back a few months later. Maybe you join the program. We'll figure it out. But definitely no pressure. So LinkedIn, Facebook, and prominencepublishing.com.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Suzanne. I wish you continued success in everything that you're doing. And thank you for coming in and being a part of the show today.
Thank you, Michelle. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for spending time with me today. I am truly grateful that you chose to listen in, and I hope that this conversation sparks something meaningful for you. Please take a moment to subscribe, leave a review. It helps other women to find us who need to hear these stories too. And if you know someone who is ready for their own comeback, share this episode with them. I'd love to connect with you beyond the podcast. Visit me at hercomebackpodcast.com. That's hercomebackpodcast.com to learn more about how we can work together. I have a gift for you. Get your free copy today of 5 powerful shifts to reclaim your life. Remember, your comeback story is waiting to be written. The question isn't, can I transform my life? The question is, are you ready? Let's go.